overwhelming it might be, Novembers keep bringing good stuff, and the deeper we go into the month, the better games come out. Anyway, I've already made over a handful of these videos, but nonetheless, here's 25 even more new games globally released this week to pick up for free on your Android and iOS devices as well. Number 1. We've been waiting on this one for over a month now since the team's last game, which was an open-world Transformers game. A bit of a different approach this time, even though these developers made racing games before. And we've got something called Moto Rider. Awarded as the number 6 most downloaded and highest rated game of the year, this one here is simply a bike racing sim, an offline game, and for the 200 megabytes it's asking for, offers the most realistic bike sim racing I've seen for quite some time. This thing just hit over 1 million downloads as well, which is insane. Moving on, quick mention over here, because I have yet to play this one myself, but if you should know, rated a 5 out of 5 and over 10,000 downloads in just a day. Number 2, we have Who's Your Daddy 2? Apparently a life sim in general, where you're playing dad, that's a mom and a dad, and just running up and down all day holding the baby back from attempting suicide. So basically you're cleaning, cooking, working, whilst keeping both eyes on the baby, if that makes sense. Anyway, it's a free game, it's about 200 megabytes in total and playable offline. Number 3. I wouldn't recommend this one if it wasn't a good game, but unfortunately it is, at least in gameplay. This is, we've got here Sniper of Duty. This is a action third-person shooter, it's a mission-based game, one of the rather wicked games that I've recommended ever, and the second reason is that it's an offline game too, like you can go offline at any point in the game. So why not if you're looking for a pretty good, pretty smooth, and pretty looking agents game, well this will definitely get the job done in the first few minutes probably. Moving on to number 4, we have a very good police chasing sim here, the work of one of the best developers in town, over 10 open world sim games already, all above 4.5 in rating. This is the company's recent decent work. It's an offline game and has a ton of missions. Car chases mostly though, some heavy action to stop criminals there. Easily over 10 hours of replay, and it's a free game too. It's about 100 megabytes in total and it plays offline. Number 5, we have from a very small team over here sitting on the Play Store with 1,000 downloads and a 5 out of 5 in rating. As you can see, a cover fire shooter, a game called Warzone Agents, in which you're an elite agent out there and taking down terrorists and bandits and even drones. It's a pretty realistic game as it is, works rather smooth, about 100 megabytes in total, and has quite a few weapons and upgrades to purchase down the line. It's a small game indeed with big potential. Coming from the famous racing game developers of the Street Racing, one of the better offline racing games you probably already tried, we've got the veterans' new work here with a bit of a strange shift. A game called Mask Madness, not the Mask of Madness, right? Basically, you're a business manager where you're putting masks on and off of people's faces, right up and down all day, surveil cameras and to spy on people even in the toilets to see who's spreading the virus. It's a good game, it's a funny one, it's mixing management stuff and comedy. It's an online game though, 250 megabytes in total. Over 50,000 downloads in less than a week. Number 7, we have Merge Arena. Not really a merge game in general, but a tactical strategy, casual, and a battler. The game is mainly in PvP, hence the Merge Arena, where in each round you build a deck, choose a tactic, and try as hard as you can to smash the enemy. I mean, it works just like Clash Royale, but it's more simple and a bit quicker. Anyway, the whole thing's about 200 megabytes in total, and is playable free with optional ads. Coming from the famous developers of the Mob Control, there's, over 50 vertically mobile exclusive games from these guys. We've got here a zombie shooter here, a rather cover fire one, third-person shooter, about some future where everyone's out there fighting for their lives. You're not only engaged with the zombies, but also with the people, just like The Last of Us, and get what you earn to buy new armor and weapons. It's a good game, it's about 250, and it's playable both online and offline. with over 100,000 downloads as of last week. Number 9, we have Bus Simulation, an offline game. Not usually the games I would pick up to play, otherwise I would have included it in my previous video. This is its developer's first work at Realistic Sim Games, although these folks have already made over hundreds of games, so it's back with support, for better or worse. Anyway, it's a plain old bus transportation sim with some minor racing sections. It's got a weather shifting system, over 50 different buses, 15 different stages, and even a vehicle destruction element too. Good game, it's about 1 GB in total. And at number 10, unfortunately available on the Google Play alone, not coming to the Apples, but this is the 4th work of its developers, all open world games so far. Their new game here is another action, adventure, Grand Theft Auto style open world game made with quite a bit like Vice Online, except it's an offline game. The whole thing's about 120 megabytes in total, quite small too. Over 10,000 downloads since just 2 days ago, and it's legit a well-made game. Yeah, if that wasn't enough, here's 15 more released just these past with this, a few really good strategy games. Here's the first one, Dino Bash. You have to play this one.
Let's do this. Who's gonna make it?
Here.
Now, here. Going once. It's sold. You got it.